You know that moment when your baby projectile spits sweet potato puree across your freshly painted kitchen wall? That's not a feeding fail. That's your baby showing you they're developing exactly as they should. So today, I'm walking you through the 10 most common baby feeding disasters that make parents feel like they're failing. When really, these messy moments are building blocks for confident eaters. These 10 epic moments include the volcanic spit up that ruins your best outfit, the food throwing phase that turns dinner into dodgeball, the suspicious face that makes you think they hate everything, the great high chair escape that happens mid-meal, the texture gag that sends parents into panic mode, the food strike that lasts for days, the utensil rebellion where spoons become weapons, the mess explosion that requires a full bath after every meal, the allergic reaction scare that turns out to be normal redness, and the feeding position fail that creates more mess than meal. The first thing you should do is normalize the volcanic spit up. Listen, I had one mother tell me she went through 6 outfits in one day, and that was just her clothes, not the baby's. Research shows that half of all babies spit up at least once daily in their first 3 months. That valve between their stomach and esophagus, still developing. One night, my neighbor called me crying because her baby spit up what looked like the entire feeding. I brought my kitchen scale over and we recreated what came up with milk. Turned out to be less than an ounce, but it looked like a tsunami. The disaster taught me this. As long as your baby is gaining weight and has wet diapers every 6 hours, that spit up is just laundry, not emergency. Keep burp cloths everywhere, feed smaller amounts more frequently, and hold baby upright for 20 minutes after feeding. Your washing machine will work overtime, but your baby is thriving. Next, you need to embrace the food throwing phase. Every parent has that photo. Baby covered head to toe in yogurt, walls looking like a Jackson Pollock painting. But here's what researchers found. Babies who are allowed to get messy with food develop better relationships with eating long term. They're not being defiant when they squeeze that banana through their fingers or fling peas across the room. They're conducting important scientific experiments about texture, cause and effect, and physics. I watched my friend's daughter paint herself with avocado at 8 months. Same child now eats everything at 5 years old because she was allowed to explore. Put a cheap shower curtain under the high chair, strip baby down to diaper for messy meals, and remember, this phase typically peaks around 14 months and then gradually improves. The third strategy is to decode the suspicious baby face. You know that face: scrunched nose, furrowed brow, tongue pushing food right back out. New parents see this and think, my baby hates vegetables forever. But occupational therapists who specialize in feeding will tell you this is the tongue thrust reflex at work, not food rejection. Until about 6 months, babies automatically push things out of their mouths for protection. Plus, research shows babies might need to try a new food 15 times before accepting it. One mother in my community was ready to give up on carrots after 3 tries. I told her to wait a week, try again, mix it with sweet potato. By attempt number 8, her daughter was grabbing the spoon for more. Keep offering without forcing, stay neutral about their reactions, and remember their taste buds are brand new to this world. Your fourth step is surviving the great high chair escape. Right around 10 months, your angel baby becomes Houdini. They arch their back, throw their body sideways, scream like you're torturing them just by suggesting they sit for meals. This isn't defiance, it's development. They're discovering autonomy and testing boundaries. Here's what changed everything for one family I worked with. They realized their high chair was too big. Baby's feet were dangling. Tray was chest high. No wonder he wanted out. Proper positioning means feet flat on footrest, elbows at 90 degrees when hands on tray. Some babies also do better with family-style eating where they see everyone else sitting too. Make the high chair comfortable, keep initial meals short, even 5 minutes is enough, and always supervise closely. Now that you understand positioning, let's tackle the texture gag reflex. This one sends parents into pure panic. Baby takes one bite of slightly lumpy oatmeal and starts gagging, eyes watering, that awful retching sound. Your instinct screams, "They're choking!" But gagging and choking are completely different. Gagging is actually protective. It prevents choking by pushing food forward in the mouth. The gag reflex in babies is much further forward on their tongue than adults. A pediatric feeding specialist showed me this. Gagging involves noise and coughing. Choking is silent. One family I know almost gave up on solids entirely after their first gagging incident. But once they understood it was normal and safe, they relaxed. Stay calm when baby gags, let them work it through and gradually increase textures. Their gag reflex will move back as they practice. The sixth essential technique is weathering the food strike. Day 1, they refuse breakfast. Day 2, they're throwing lunch on the floor. By day 3, you're Googling, "Will my baby starve themselves?" They won't. Food strikes often happen during teething, growth spurts, or when they're asserting independence. Research on toddler eating patterns shows they self-regulate over a week, not a single meal. I had one mother chart her 11-month-old's intake. Turned out he was getting plenty of nutrition, just at unexpected times. During strikes, keep offering variety without pressure, maintain regular meal times, and check if they're filling up on milk or snacks. Some babies eat better with distraction removed. No toys, TV off, just food and family. Next, you need to understand the utensil rebellion. You lovingly load the spoon, and baby grabs it to fling sweet potato at the ceiling. Or worse, they clamp their mouth shut and turn away from any approaching utensil. But researchers studying infant feeding development found something fascinating. Babies who are allowed to practice with utensils, even messily, develop better fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. When babies grab the spoon, they're not trying to make your life difficult. They're trying to master a complex skill. Try the 2-spoon method. 1 for you, 1 for baby. Let them practice while you sneak bites in with yours. Preload spoons and let baby pick them up themselves. By 15 months, many babies can manage a spoon independently if given the chance to practice. The 8th approach is accepting the mess explosion as education. One grandmother told me she used to feed her babies in the bathtub because cleanup was easier. Genius? Maybe. Necessary? Absolutely not. That mess isn't just food waste, it's sensory learning in action. Babies learn about textures through their largest organ, their skin. When they smear yogurt on their tray and draw patterns, they're developing pre-writing skills. When they squeeze cooked pasta, they're strengthening hand muscles. I watched a 9-month-old spend 20 minutes exploring a single cooked green bean, rolling, squishing, tasting, examining. That's not playing with food. That's scientific investigation. Dress baby in just a diaper, embrace the mess, take photos for memory books, and know that neat eaters are made through messy experiences. The 9th strategy is distinguishing allergic reactions from normal responses. Every new food can trigger parental anxiety about allergies. Baby's face gets red after tomatoes. Must be allergic, right? Usually, no. Contact reactions from acidic foods like tomatoes, citrus, or berries can cause temporary redness around the mouth without being true allergies. Real allergic reactions involve hives, swelling, difficulty breathing, or vomiting. Stats show 90% of food reactions in babies are from 8 foods: milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, fish, shellfish, wheat, and soy. One family I know avoided strawberries for months because of face redness, but their pediatrician confirmed it was just contact irritation, not allergy. Introduce new foods one at a time. Wait 2 to 3 days between new foods, and keep a food diary if you're concerned. Know the difference between irritation and true allergic reaction. I saved the most powerful for last because this changes everything. Master the feeding position physics. You wouldn't believe how many feeding problems are actually positioning problems. Imagine trying to eat while leaning back in a recliner. That's what we do to babies in bouncy seats during feeding. When baby's chin is tucked to chest or head tilted back, swallowing becomes difficult and messy. I learned this from an infant feeding therapist who transformed one family's nightmare feeding into peaceful meals just by adjusting angles. Ideal position: baby sitting upright at 90 degrees, head in neutral position, supported but not restricted. For bottle feeding, baby should be almost sitting up, not lying back. This one adjustment can reduce spit up, decrease feeding time, and prevent ear infections from milk pooling. You see, every one of these disasters is actually your baby learning, growing, and developing exactly as nature intended. That sweet potato on your wall? Evidence of healthy motor development. The gagging that scared you? Proof their protective reflexes work perfectly. These aren't fails, they're wins disguised as messes. When we understand the why behind the chaos, we can support our baby's journey to becoming confident eaters without the stress, without the power struggles, and definitely without the mom guilt. If you're ready to transform mealtime battles into learning opportunities with practical strategies that actually work, grab my free feeding success guide that breaks down exactly how to handle each of these situations with confidence, turning chaos into connection at every meal.